Hey, what's up guys? This is Michael from Karate Breakdown. I'm here to bring back practical karate. So these clips I stumbled upon probably like 8, 9, 10 years ago now. But these are like samurai war reenactments. And when I first saw this immediately sparked the idea that this is how karate used to be. And you guys know about this channel. I'm always trying to figure out different ways to explain to people that karate is a close inside fighting art. And also tell them that katas are where it's at. Katas are where you learn your fighting techniques, your self-defense. But this is like universal to all martial arts. And I'm gonna like rewind a little bit so you guys can see this, and I'll see if I can have some screen brushes and stuff. But if you look at this, and I say martial arts as in a warring art, right? Mars, god of war. Combat starts from a distance, as you guys can see here, and this is from a long distance with a weapon, especially a pointed weapon. You're trying to be as careful as possible, but if you notice, you're eventually going to close the distance, right? Either you win in the long range and you move on to the next person, or your long range breaks down and then you got to close the distance. Well, that was a win. Let's see. Boom. Distance was closed, immediately gets to the clinch range. So you think about your primary weapon, that was your long range. That didn't work. So now what's the next choice? You got to get in and close the distance. From here, now look, you could throw strikes, but these guys have armor, right? So the strikes aren't going to work as much. So you got to pivot to a secondary skill, which would be your grappling skills, right? So work on your takedown, your clinch fighting. Boom. Takedown happens. Now, what's really interesting is from here, they're not trying to submit or anything. They had their primary weapon taken away and they're actually trying to immobilize. Look at that, knee on the head. So that person on bottom already took out his knife, his secondary weapon. And look, this guy disarmed him and finished the fight with the weapon as well. And you'll see it over and over again. Long range weapon messed up, get into the clinch range, figure out a way to take down. This guy pulled a secondary weapon from the clinch range and was able to finish. And I'm just going to go over these examples and I have a few more talking points, and that should be it for this video. All right, long range weapon, gets grabbed, immediately go for a, what is that, Sasai Surikomiyashi foot sweep, Ashibarai, right to the ground. Palm on the head. Look at this side control. If you guys don't think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu came from Japanese Jiu-Jitsu or Japanese martial arts, there it is, side control. Posting up on the hand. Get the knee shield in. Again, knee on the head. And look, they're able to do that because the helmets are on. That way they don't worry about getting bitten in the crotch or inside thigh. This position, if you guys know Jiu-Jitsu, looks just like a Kimura, right? But remember, we have secondary weapons in this reenactment, so bam. He immobilized the guys, take out his knife, and then he goes for the finish. The reason why I want to talk about this is even within a dojo, the concepts are always the same, but how each person expresses it is different. Now extrapolate that to not just one dojo, but hundreds of dojos, and then hundreds of countries, right? Because then you have to factor in your background, your body type, your country of origin, because that has different laws and also different traditional roots. But if you think one person in a dojo, let's say they mastered the long distance range, so you're going to stay here, right? So let's say it's a spear guy. Somebody mastered the spear, he's not even going to worry about closing the distance. And then another person in the dojo masters the clinch range, so now they're here. And then another person in the dojo, nice strike. Look at this, clinch knees. Boom, took the helmet off. Fell to the ground. Look at this open guard here. I just interrupted myself, but that's fine. He tried open guard, ended up on his ground. The guy had a secondary and took him out, right? What if someone at the dojo mastered the ground fighting aspect of it? And what I'm trying to make a point here is that each person can have preferences and affinities towards different ranges, but that does not take away from the fact that this entire sequence happens over and over again. You cannot disregard that. Let's say you master the ground fighting. Well, you still got to start on your feet with the spear, right? But you can see just through human nature that a guy can easily say, hey, I don't even want to care about the spear anymore. I'm just gonna go and do my own thing and just master the ground fighting. And let's take away the knife, the secondary weapon, so that we can really just focus on the ground fighting. And you just extrapolate that over years and years and decades and generations of students where everything can just fracture, right? And martial arts styles become created, egos happen, and you start creating your own organizations. But the core of this sequence never changes. 100 years later, you're going to have deficits in different ranges just because you don't train them, and different instructors have different preferences. But again, this is human combat. This has been happening for thousands, 10,000s, millions of years, right? It does not change. Start from a distance, close the distance, take the person down, finish them off. And in any point of that sequence, you can finish them off and move on to the next one. But never will you have no altercation on the ground. Never will you have no altercation from a distance. Never will you have no altercation from the clinch. So that should tell you something. As a karate person, as a martial artist, you need to train everything. Be open-minded. Find the school if your school doesn't provide all the ranges, but don't lose your roots too. I'm a karate guy. This is a karate channel. Karate has all of these. So figure it out. Follow your own path. All right. Enough preaching from me. Train hard, fight easy. Catch you on the next one.